Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Coach Frank Clayton. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode, the first video of the Accelerated Results Coaching channel. This channel is actually going to be dedicated a little bit differently than Accelerated Results. Accelerated Results, I focus a lot on athletes. This one is going to be kind of that general teaching tool that applies across the board no matter who you are. I'm a firm believer that life is about performance and showing up and how you show up for you every day. So we'll be talking about topics and lessons and discoveries and insights that anyone can apply to their personal and individual life in any situation. I will start by saying I am an expert on my experience only. Everything I've learned from someone else outside of my experience. And so nothing that I say will be absolute fact that applies to everyone. But you can always try things for yourself and you are an expert of your experience. But there are some things that tend to trend towards working more than others and that expand a wider scope. So there's nothing wrong with trying concepts, trying new insights and applying them to your life. My first discussion and topic really is about that. And it's really about change before they do, right? Change before they do. I want you to take a second, think about all the things that in your life you want to see change. You want to see some type of movement. You want to see some type of growth. You want to see some type of elevation or even just stability in any particular area of your life. Think about those things right now and think about what has to change in order for there to be some difference there to be some movement there. And the trick and the secret is that you have to change before they do. You have to truly embrace and think about how can I show up to this situation and circumstance differently. We all have things that we are working on or working towards. And there is nothing that will change that shows up without us changing. Even when things outside of our circumstance change, we have to change to adapt to the change that it has made. So things can't stay the same, can't change and stay the same. That's one of the hardest realities that we have to face, right? We're going into a new year and we're thinking about all the great things that we want to accomplish, all the great things we want to show up in our life. Yet we forget that when we ask for things to change, things actually change. Shifts actually happen. We lose things. Things change form, shape. I remember one of my old teachers used to tell us that our desires and our requests show up as people, places, and things. And all of us have a map, a vision of where we want to go. And then sometimes when we're on that vision, we forget that we actually decided we want to go there. So when we lose a job or when we change a partner or when things just seem to be falling all out of place, we have to remember that, hey, we asked for this. I asked for something different. And who am I to be surprised when something different shows up? Isn't that crazy? We are surprised when something different shows up or starts to show up. And so this year of 2022 coming up, we're going into, it is New Year's Eve 2021, and we're going into a brand new year. And it is up to us to be flexible enough to allow the things in our lives to move and shake so that we can see the things that we are asking for. I live in California. So California, we have earthquakes. And think about an earthquake is all the buildings used to be, brick, very sturdy and just rigid. And that didn't work. It doesn't work for earthquake territory. It doesn't work for us out in earthquake land, right? We need buildings and bridges and all the other things to flow and swing and sway. So when the ground start moving, we're able to move along with it, and we're not held and rigid, so that when things start to get shaky, our foundations crumble, right? And it's the same thing for when we're asking for something new. We want to be flexible. We want to be able to bend but not break. And we want to be agile enough to let those things happen to us, right? We want to be in the space of having the practice and the ability of changing our perspective. When things start to change, we can change our perspective. We have the opportunity to change how we look at something. And the better we get at that, the less likely change will feel like this devastating, crippling thing for us. Because one thing is constant. It's going to be change. Their change is going to happen. How we adapt and move to change is going to determine the quality in which we show up. How we adapt and move to change is going to determine the quality in which we show up. So as we go into this new year and things start to change and shift, I want you to ponder, I want us to ponder and really think about how we create change, how we adapt to change. And one thing I have learned over my years, just listening and watching, and again, my experience, but realizing my experience has echoed things I've heard teachers and gurus and all the other folks I listen to and learn from, that change is created from the inside out. From the inside out. We've been taught that we can wait for other people to change, and then our change happens. We can change other things from the outside, but truthfully, change starts from the inside out, with our perspective, with our disciplines, with our mindset, with our frame of mind, with all of those things. We can change, but we must change from the inside out. Whatever we're experiencing, whatever is showing up in our life is a reflection of what we have on the inside. The way I see something and the way someone else sees something can be completely different, and we can be looking at the exact same thing. For example, if I'm at the grocery store and I see someone in front of me giving the clerk a hard time, just being super rude, being very short, see them be fidgety and in a hurry and just kind of irritated and irritable, someone behind me could say, wow, that person's just rude. What a miserable, terrible human being. And someone else can have the perspective of, wow, I wonder what that person's going through. I hope whatever they're worried about, whatever's going on in their life, works out for the best, so that they don't have to show up at a grocery store like that. Right? Both people saw the same thing and talked about it and had a perception of it in a totally different way. Right? So change is created from the inside out. Because experience is just that. It's just an experience. But how we look at that experience definitely matters. And one of the perspectives that we can take in this new year as we challenge ourselves to create change and to be change and change before they do is taking dominion, taking responsibility, taking radical responsibility for our lives. Not showing up as victims, not showing up as somebody did this or is doing this to me, but asking the question, how am I showing up so that I experience these things? And even if it's out of my control, I have the opportunity, I have the responsibility, I have the ability to respond in the way that serves me the best. We can change everything around us, but we must first decide that we want to change on the inside. I don't know about you, but I'm excited for 2022 because that's all I'm focused on. How do I show up for me so that everything outside of me shows up for me? Showing up available, ready, willing, vulnerable, all of those things. I am transforming the landscape of my life by transforming the landscape of my inner mind, my inner self. I hope this is helpful for you. If you please like and subscribe, I'm gonna have videos all year on this Accelerated Results Coaching page. This is my new commitment to share what I've learned, to share experiences and share other people's experiences and insight, to give what I have away for the entire year so that I can help you accelerate your results.